Stigma is when someone is viewed or treated differently because of a mental illness. There are a lot of myths about mental illness. Everyone in society needs to make an effort to bust these myths.
Here are a few tips to help reduce stigma. Increasing mental health literacy and making sure the resources are available for people who need help.
Mental distress is very normal and common. Everyone should experience this on a daily basis. Some examples are being late to work/school, having a test at school, or having a big sports game coming. Like I said, it's very common and you don't need help if you have it.
The third state of the mental states pyramid is a mental health problem. A mental health problem could arise when someone is faced with a much larger stressor than usual. An example of mental health problem could be experiencing the death of a loved one or a recent breakup. Some people may need to seek professional help when dealing with a mental health problem.
The top of the pyramid is mental disorder or illness. It is very different from mental health problem or mental distress. It is caused by genetic and environmental factors. Some examples are depression and bipolar. If you have one of these, you should seek help as soon as possible.
Generalized anxiety disorder is when your brain's panic button doesn't shut off. Some symptoms of GAD include muscle aches and soreness, tiredness, and excessive worry.
Approximately 3.1% of the world's population suffers from GAD, women twice more affected than men. Schizophrenia is a long-term mental disorder that involves a breakdown in the relation between emotion, behavior, and thought.
The causes of schizophrenia are a combination of environmental and genetic factors. Schizophrenia is equally common in men and women, and it only affects 1% of the population.
Depression is much different than feeling sad or down. It is a mental condition controlled by your brain.
Depression is a mental illness that can happen to anyone and is one of the most common mental disorders.
Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, is a mental health disorder that can cause above normal levels of hyperactivity and impulsive behaviors. It is usually diagnosed in children and lasts throughout adulthood.
Although ADHD is a common illness, doctors and researchers are still not quite sure what causes it. ADHD is most commonly treated with medication. Stimulants are the best known and most widely used ADHD medication.
If you suspect you have ADHD, don't be afraid to reach out to see a licensed mental health professional for an evaluation.
Bipolar disorder is an illness that fluctuates from mania to depression.
Mania includes elevated mood, increased energy, and overactivity.
Symptoms of depression includes lower mood, withdrawal, and feelings of hopelessness.
Treating mental illness works by changing the way the brain functions, either with medication, psychological, or social treatments.
Getting treatment helps improve your ability to function at work, school, and home.
One example of psychological treatment would include CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy. Always make sure you're educated on whatever treatment you are receiving.